7 years after two girls were murdered in Indiana, the trial of the man charged in the infamous Delphi murder case got underway today. Richard Allen is accused of committing the 2017 killings of two teenage girls after they had been dropped off at a hiking trail. The 52-year-old is pleading not guilty. CBS News correspondent Meg Oliver is covering the case in Indiana and joins us now. Meg, you just got an update. What'd you learn?
That's right. It's good to be with you, Lindsay. Opening statements are underway. There are no cameras allowed in court, but the pool reporter came out to give us this update. The prosecution opened his statements by telling the jury that this case is about bridge guy, a bullet, and the brutal murders of two teenagers. The defense says that Richard Allen, who was on trial for the murders of these two teenagers, is innocent. It may be hard to believe, but he asked the jury to wait. Now, Lindsay, I want to back up to that fateful day. It has been almost 7 years, as you mentioned. On February 23rd, 2017, 13-year-old Abby Williams and 14-year-old Libby German went for a hike on an abandoned railroad track and never returned home. The next morning, their bodies were found stabbed to death along the river nearby that abandoned track. Over the years, police interviewed multiple suspects, but it wasn't until 2022 when they zeroed in on a local pharmacy employee, Richard Allen. They were able to connect an unused bullet that was found at the scene to one of Allen's guns. Now, they also went on to say today that he confessed multiple times from prison to the murders. The defense counters that he did not do that willingly and that he was suffering from mental illness. This has been a long-awaited trial. It has just gotten underway, and as I mentioned, there is a gag order in place. We're not going to see or hear a lot. We are just going to be getting these updates as the pool reporter comes out.
What can you tell us that you're watching for in this trial? Is it some of the bombshell evidence that the prosecution has, and also how long is this expected to last?
Well, that's what's really surprising, Lindsay. There's virtually no physical evidence in this case. There's no murder weapon. We know the teenagers were stabbed to death. We know that the gun that the prosecution referred to today, apparently Allen allegedly used that gun to force the girls across the railroad bridge and down to the river. But that was not the murder weapon. And there's no DNA evidence attached to Allen as well. And there's no motive that we know of yet. So all of that is going to play a critical role in this as both sides present their case. Again, the judge here is really stressing that she wants to make sure that Allen receives a fair trial. There's a gag order in place, and the jury will be sequestered for the duration of this trial, which could last more than a month. They've had to give up all of their devices, including cell phones. They can only make supervised phone calls.
Very high-profile case there in Indiana. Meg Oliver, thank you.